Welcome back to Qualified Dropouts. And since we are coming up on the
ASMR.
Real quick before we get into it, these seltzer waters.
That one's probably my favorite one you've had.
Yeah, blackberry citrus. Yeah,
that one's
Kroger seltzer
good.
waters. Guys, not even kidding. It produces or it helps productivity level. I'm not kidding.
Really?
Well, if you think so. If you believe it to be.
That's true.
You know what it is?
You know the reason why? Because I guarantee you're like, you know what? I'm going to start working once I get one of these seltzer waters. So you tie a positive with something that may be a negative. That's a really good thing to do if you guys are struggling with getting consistent or like doing something that you don't want to do. For me, what I like to do is like, I like eating. So I'll eat while I work, or like, I like tie like something that's like negative to something that's positive. So like while I cook, I'll then edit something or like I'll do something. So then it's like, okay, I get to enjoy whatever. And then I get to also complete some type of work. So I think that's why you probably think it's more productive.
Yeah.
Because it's like, ooh, it's a reward to you doing something that you maybe don't like.
I mean, like it still hydrates you because it's sparkling water. That's all it is. And
this one's actually probably the best one.
Yeah, dude, it's really fire. But anyways, since we are winding down on the year, we wanted to talk about things that we've learned. And this is all very, very, very important things that anyone can, learn from. And before we get into it, I must say that a smart man learns from his own mistakes and a wise man learns from his mistakes as well as others. So please learn from us, because I guarantee you the people who listen to this podcast are either on our level or below our level. I don't know why someone above our level would be listening to this, but yes, so learn from us so you don't make the same mistakes as us.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy too. I feel like we did really, really good at watching a bunch of videos to prevent any mistakes like happening or anything, or just like to learn from other people. But I feel like we still made the mistakes that we learned not to make. I know I did. I definitely have some mistakes that I learned with just investing in the business and like hiring sooner than I should have. But we can definitely dive into that. But
yeah,
I think that's like, I think that's something that even though you can watch as much content as you want of what not to do, and then sometimes you don't even realize you're doing it until after. And then you're like, wow.
What's funny about that is I literally just filmed a video today. It's probably up on my channel now on 8 habits to do to become unsuccessful in 2023. Because it feels like more people are able to learn from you telling them in a way on how not to do it. Like, remember Harmozy's video on how to stay poor forever? He listed out 23 things on how to stay poor, and it's like, oh, wait, this is so obvious. Why would I do this? And
then it just, it re-solidifies like that information. Like, oh, okay, now when it comes up, you're like, oh, wait, I shouldn't do that because that's like what I was told not to do, not what I was told to do. Because sometimes we don't like to be told exactly what to do. Because then we're like, well, what if this happens? And we like kind of start contradicting it and be like, well, that's not the whole case. Like there's other parts to this decision. So if you get told what not to do, or not what not to do, but you get told what not to do, that kind of helps a little bit more. Because you're like, oh,
it kind of like simplifies the process a little bit. Like, he was like, the first thing on the list is don't listen to poor people, or listen to poor people if you want to be poor. And it's like, oh yeah, that's actually true. Why would I listen to someone poor?
And then now you'll start realizing people who are trying to talk to you, like how to make money or like telling you what to do with your finances. And then you look at them like, wait, you're not making as much money as I want to. Like you're not, and it's you're not being rude. You're just being realistic, and you want to live your life and not be limited to.
Buddy just fucking ripped one, bro. Holy.
We should get rid of him. Comment out who wants to get rid of Buddy. I do.
No, we're not gonna get rid of him.
Why?
But because he's.
Look at all the hair around.
You know what's crazy? Is he only doesn't like you. But anyways, that's besides topic. So the first lesson I wanted to get into, or actually let's go over, Ian. We don't have to. Let's go into it. What did we not complete on our vision board this year?
That's a good question.
Because this year, guys, this year has been really hectic through friendships and losing people that we didn't think we were going to lose.
Yeah.
And our year has just taken a turn in which it was
the last quarter, actually the last two quarters. Honestly,
about the last
like half the year.
About the last 6 months, it was like completely unexpected.
Different than the first 6 months.
Yeah.
Completely.
And if it would have kept on train for the first 6 months, I definitely think that, I may not hit everything on my vision goal or my vision board, but definitely a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So what things did you not hit on your vision board?
Great question. So I did put my 401k. I wanted to put money into that. But I actually didn't because I started investing in some stocks and then some other things. I realized I don't really need that, and I don't need to put money into that right now because I'm saving for a house, and then I want to get into like Airbnb and everything like that. So I was like, I could take that money and save, and put into an investment that's like more right now and can build wealth long term. I don't have to worry about pulling that out at 65. Like I'm not. Yeah. I don't know. It's just different approach. Like I think I was always told like do a 401k, because then you could be like, have $1 million, and it's like, well, what I'm expecting is I want to be making 25 to 50K a month, and like so making $1 million is like that's not gonna be relevant. What's to be relevant is me like buying properties or getting into real estate or getting invested in other businesses. So I think having more cash on hand rather than putting into that. So that was one thing I didn't accomplish. I did accomplish the amount of people I wanted to coach. I think I wanted to coach 100. Yeah. Because last year I started off with 60. Mm-hmm. Now I'm at like 160 people or 170. Mm-hmm. So I broke over 100 people. Then one thing I didn't accomplish was 25K months. Mm-hmm. They never had that.
I didn't have that either.
Not close to it. So
I think that was the one thing that was on our vision board that was the same.
Yeah. So didn't hit that.
Yeah.
And and then honestly, it's kind of personal. Having 50K, or it was 50 or 75K stacked in my bank account. That's not the case.
Yeah, mine was 100K. I said, because, to put into perspective, when we made these vision boards, we really didn't. We kind of knew what we were doing, but not really. And the way me and Ian saw our success, it happened relatively fast. Mm-hmm. So we were like, if this is how quick it actually
and we put in this much work always.
Well, we're going to quintuple our money by the time.
Middle of the year, we'll be making 50K, 60K. We were just under the wrong impression. That kind of leads to the last 6 months. And that's why also we preach, like, be careful who you listen to as well, and things can happen and change in the blink of an eye. Now, do I think we could have accomplished it? For sure, but I think we also put these goals on our vision board because we were told to put these goals on our vision board that were also like maybe a little unrealistic as well. Yeah, like I wanted to put a goal where I'm like, I don't think I can even get that, but I'm gonna try. Like that's my goal. Mm-hmm. And I actually have a client doing a vision board right now, and nice. He's like, I'm going to do some goals, and then he's going to send it to me. And I'm like, dude, I want these goals to be like scary and unrealistic. I want you to be like, what? And I said, when you send it over to me, I'm going to look at it and be like, no. I'm going to like, if I have to, and I feel like you can, I'm going to increase it for you. Like, this is what you're going to put instead. Because I think you should put goals that you don't think is even possible. Because it's going to challenge you, and you're going to then start seeking how to even get to that point. I think we know how to get to that point. I think we really know how to. Yeah. I think we're learning a lot about business as well as what routes we're going, and we're still new to the game, so it's like we learned a lot, in that aspect, and like building a structured business and hiring people and stuff. So so one year down, many more to go.
Yeah, that's kind of what I missed on my vision board. It was 25K months and 100K in the bank. But
I got a car.
Yeah, that's. I don't think I missed anything else. I think it was just
because mine was faith. I think my faith has gotten a lot stronger, as well as like I started tithing.
Yeah,
which is something I've actually never done before.
Neither have
I. I'm tithing more than. Not that I can afford, but I'm tithing a lot. Like I'm tithing a lot compared to my income, and I'm like, I know it's like it's something that's like I was called to do, and I feel like that's like how much I should be doing.
Yeah. Same here.
And it's uncomfortable, but that's fine because I just, I don't know. I firmly believe there's a reason behind it, and I'm not going to be scared about it, even if it's too much, or if I think it's tue much, because it's like
I'm the same way.
So I'm tithing more than I should. Not more than I should. I think tithing the right amount, but I'm tithing something that was decently large for me. So that was one, and then a quote from mine was like, "Live outside of my comfort zone," which I think we did. I think we've been very uncomfortable.
I think we've been pretty uncomfortable for the past couple years.
Like I really think we've been very, very uncomfortable since we moved to Houston.
Yeah.
I think we could be more uncomfortable.
Yeah, and then you accomplish your car, and then for me it was the same thing: faith, car, and also I put new apartment downtown.
I remember that, like a skyrise.
I did put a skyrise, but then I quickly realized I don't even fucking want that.
Yeah, no, I don't want that.
So
either. But we got a place downtown.
Yeah,
I mean we're like a mile.
It was
away.
it was literally just a skyrise downtown, but I mean rent is like $5,000 a month, and it's like I was under the impression I was going to be hitting $50,000 months. So
yeah, so it's like
whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's fine.
But I mean, yeah, the vision board I'm going to be making this year is definitely going to be still very, very challenging, but
mine will still be $25,000 months. That's my goal.
Yeah, I think mine will too. But I've kind of thought what I've really wanted in 2023, but I know a couple things. But you know what's crazy is like, and Mike Todd says it all the time. He's like, it's going to be your best year yet if it's your best year spiritually. And from all the stuff that we've like been through this year, it still kind of feels like it's been my best year. You agree?
Yeah, you know why I think that too? It's like, I don't think there's ever such thing as a bad year either.
Yeah.
Though. Like, no matter what can happen, I think it's just your perspective on, like, how you go about it. Because I think a lot of people, they'll say, this is my worst year because of this. And it's like, well, you obviously didn't learn from it. Like, if you would learn from it and grow from it, then I think it'd be your best year ever because it's like you overcame so much. Now, when the next year, it's super easy. You have nothing going on. Like, think of, like, how much stronger you'll be and things you'll accomplish. So, I don't think there's ever such thing as a worst year. I think every year that we're definitely alive is still your best year yet because you're older, you're wiser, and you have the potential to do so much more.
Yeah.
That's just I don't know. I've never understood that.
Yeah. So to jump into the lessons we have learned, I think, speaking on the vision boards, I think one of the biggest lessons Ian and I have both learned is really learning how long it is actually going to take. Feels like this year especially kind of slapped us in the face and was like, all right, you have to actually think of like the macro of shit and not the micro of stuff. Because like at the beginning of the year, I would fuck up 3 sales calls and think my world's over. I would think my business is failing, and now it's like really different where
yeah, that's true. Honestly,
I really think of like, okay, well, if I keep doing this, by the time I'm 33 years old, how am I going to lose? You know?
Yeah.
Like, I think about on, like, the YouTube side of things, right? Like, for me, I've been on YouTube for, I don't know, maybe like a month and a half now, 2 months. And I'm like, okay, I've gained close to 3,000 subscribers in 2 months. In 10 years, I wonder how much farther I'm going to be. So it's like, and there's something I tell a lot of younger people, because younger people are really, really focused on the micro stuff because they're so pressured to be the best with their peers. But it's like, dude, just focus on the macro. Like, you're 16 right now, but where are you going to be at in 26? You know, wherever you want to be at in 26, envision that, and then start taking the necessary actions to get to that one.
I wish I looked at life like that instead of just like, I don't know, just a very like, what's the next day got a hold of me? Like, I don't know.
It feels
because now I'm 26 and I'm like, damn, what if I like thought like I do now when I was even just 21? Like that's it.
But that's
5
the thing.
years.
Now we can teach people how to do that. But I think we really did think like that when we first moved to Houston 2 years ago. Like, we thought the macro side of things, and then we got so caught up in our business that's when we were like, okay, we got to focus on this. We weren't focusing on the macro. We were focusing on the micro.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't really grow much like macro.
Mm-hmm.
I was very, very micro the whole time, and that's what I've learned. So I'm like, okay.
But now we look at the bigger picture, like, oh fuck, we've grown a lot on the macro side of things.
Yeah, no, it's true, and I think that's like, I think that's super, super important. So it's super easy to get caught up day by day and like you not achieving something, but that's not how it works. You don't get quick success. Like you might get jumps here and there, but
yeah, you may get jumps, but I mean,
don't think everything will come super, super easy and super fast.
Yeah, there are going to be some months that are
no matter how
really
hard you work
good.
either.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. Like I think that's one thing I learned for sure was like no matter how many hours you put in and how hard you work, sometimes like it does like time is the biggest factor in seeing growth in a business.
Mm-hmm. That's another thing I was going to try and go into is I think a big lesson we learned is really nailing down what really conducts of a productive day for us. Mm-hmm. Like we now know what productivity is, what it means, and it feels like
I feel like we're working less.
Yeah.
Like I feel like we don't need to work as hard in a sense of like amount of tasks you do per day, and I feel like things become clear. It's like, wow, I really don't have to do that much. You just overstress yourself.
Yeah, and it feels like the first year we kind of overstressed ourselves, always worried about posting more content, sending more DMs, stuff like that. But if you just set productive things to do in the day, knock them off the to-do list, well then boom, it's counted as a productive day.
And then we just do our own thing for the rest of the day and enjoy life. Yeah. And that's what I think we've kind of reduced our working hours to like 4 hours a day. Even then, that's like, that's a lot of
That's kind of another thing I wanted to go into was another lesson we learned is actually enjoying the life we created.
Yeah.
Because even when we started this podcast, we were working basically 10 to 12 hours a day, which is, I think everyone kind of has to go through that stage.
In the beginning.
Yeah.
I agree.
In the beginning.
You have to build a lot of like.
But once you build the systems, then that's when you can start to reduce the amount of hours. And the thing is me and Ian have been building systems now for 2 years, and they basically compound on each other. So it's very easy for us to reduce the amount of hours because we built the systems in place that are going to generate us income. Mm-hmm. So now we have started to really enjoy entrepreneurship and what it's all about, and really enjoy the freedom of what brings to it, honestly.
Freedom and financial struggles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Definitely that's like one thing for sure too.
What?
Just financial struggle. People need to be okay with struggling financially.
Oh, yeah.
Too, in the beginning. Because you're never, like, when a business starts out, I mean, really, realistically, when do they ever just, like, start off green? Or, like, start off, like, making a bunch of money? They may break even all the time for the first year to 2 years.
Like, the only business, honestly, that, like, just skyrocket and, like, profit basically immediately is organic drop shipping. That's about it.
And it can or it can't, too.
And even then, you can still lose money because if you don't make back that Shopify money for $30 a month, you're screwed.
Yeah, that is true. So it is kind of like interesting to see that for sure. And it's like there's different perspectives of that. So
but well, honestly, that's like with you can grow any business organically. But I mean, you're still using your time, which is the most important asset in the whole entire world. Mm-hmm. You go, Ian. What's the lesson we've learned this year? Or
covered a lot.
You've learned. We have covered some big ones.
What's a lesson I have learned.
We can kind of dive into employees.
Yeah, I mean, we'll dive into that one where it's like hiring too soon. Mm-hmm. But also, I think a big thing I've learned is like how to be a better leader and how to like. It's different. It's different when you run your own business. Mm-hmm. Like when I was like. Even though I ran like the whole kitchen at Chick-fil-A, systems were really already set in place and you follow them. And then if I want to, I implement more, or create a better culture and everything. Yeah. But whenever you're starting with absolutely nothing and it's a new field that you've never done before and your revenue depends on it, it's a different ball game. Mm-hmm. So I think something that I've learned is like, I wish I reached out earlier to ask more questions, but I feel like also not
Merch.
I believe that also the past 6 months too is kind of like messed up that. Like we were kind of misled in a sense, and I never got clear answers, and I didn't know if I was utilizing my employee right, but recently I've had very good conversations with other people who are very successful with their employees in my field, and now I feel more clear. And she already set up a call today.
Damn.
Yeah.
There we go.
So I was like, it's nice. So
heck yeah, pretty good.
Definitely
lead
a lot
too.
better. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice.
He's gonna be a really good lead. So I think that's a big thing. So a lesson I learned, I wish I asked questions sooner. I believe I did. I just didn't get the right answers in the situation we were put in. So
yeah,
I believe that we learned to trust our gut more, as well as not be scared to have tough conversations and seek out other information if needed, if necessary, sooner rather than later, because it will cost you financially a lot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. For me, that was a big one too, and I don't think it was necessarily for me hiring too early. I think for me, it was
not knowing what to do with the hiring.
Not knowing what to do, because I almost like didn't know what activities I could give to her to generate me more income, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree.
Like the thing is we built so many systems in place to where we like didn't need one yet.
Yeah.
And we got one because we were like, oh, maybe she can like almost create a system for us, but that's like not how it works.
Yeah. No, not at all.
So I don't know. I'm glad we learned it though, because now even my editor, for example, like I know I need him.
Mm-hmm.
So
no, I agree, and I think we thought we were gonna get employees, and they're like it was just gonna just increase revenue like that, but we had no idea how to like give them direction and structure to actually start doing that.
Exactly. That's the thing. Our biggest lesson is when we hired, we thought it was boom, boost in revenue. That's what we thought it was. Mm-hmm. But you should be thinking of hiring as boom, you buy your time back, and now she is doing the generating income activities while you are finding new streams to start generating new income. That is like our biggest lesson. You have to be tapped out of time,
yeah. But I think I believe we were out of time for sure with what we were doing. We just didn't know. We just didn't know how to lead them in the right way, and it took us all year. It took me all year to finally figure it out, and finally, I feel like I have the right answers. I believe that like everything's kind of more clear and how to where to put her in the business. Mm-hmm. So I think these next 2 months will be really big months for me.
And for me, I just swap my assistants basically. I don't have an assistant. I just have an editor now.
So that's just me personally. So that's a big thing. When you go to hire somebody, make sure that you know exactly what you're hiring them for, and you have to give them that. Like you just have to know. I don't know how to explain it.
It's going to be really cool looking back when we still have this podcast up in like a year or 2 years.
And we're going to like listen to one of these or something.
And be like, man, we were so stupid. Holy shit.
We were so far behind. We were like.
Yeah. It's going to be cool, y'all, seeing us grow our entrepreneurship portfolio and teaching you guys everything. That's why I think our podcast is so unique. Not to like cheer us on or whatnot and be my own fucking cheerleader, but like, I don't think a lot of podcasts like us are out there.
Oh, as I feel.
Yeah, as I feel. By the way, we say the I feel like is from the Fresh and Fit podcast.
Feelings and emotion.
Feelings and emotion. Yeah, feeling is an emotion, not facts. So they say merch because they have I feel like merch, and they only say that when girls say it because girls are more emotional. Guys are more like fact driven.
Yeah, I'm definitely more fact driven.
Yeah. So whenever we say I feel like, we always say merch just because it's something funny. And it's kind of like...
I hate saying I feel like now.
Yeah, like, it's kind of like a boast on us being like, oh, you're acting like a girl, kind of.
I was just like being like not having the facts here. You're just like going off of like emotion.
So that's why we say I believe, because I mean obviously.
We're trying,
yeah.
Oh, you started it?
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, last and final lesson. Because we like to keep these episodes like 45 minutes. We don't like to waste a whole lot of y'all's time.
Time.
So, and this is going to be a really big lesson for everyone, and this kind of goes just on the social media topic, is one of the biggest lessons Ian and I both learned, and this wasn't until about, I would say like, I don't know, 6 to 8 months ago maybe sooner, I don't know, is...
I feel like the last like 3 months for me.
Yeah, we really started to learn that the content we were creating was almost like saturated, like very repetitive to the point where like a lot of people were doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to understand that when you create content, you can't create content in a way where it's already been created. You have to create content in a way where you are the content, pretty much.
You gotta think of like, who's your ideal client or the main person you want to speak to? And like, what would you want to hear if you were younger? What would you want to watch? Or like, if you were scrolling, would that be good? Don't like edit something like, oh, that looks sick, and then like post it. That's why you don't get views. But if you don't get engagement or anything, you need to like have, like, you need to be so intriguing because it's someone you're speaking to. Like they feel like they're actually being talked to. Exactly. Like they're not just like reading, oh, that's cool. I'm not going to comment on this guy's thing because it's like weird if I do. And so I think that that's something that I've learned definitely is like learning how to create content to speak to someone directly. I think that doing so will, maybe the views will be lower in the beginning, or maybe it'll change. But you got to make content that you just enjoy and something that you love, because people try to do it for views and like, oh, my posts aren't blown up, and it's like, and I'm doing this, and it's like, yeah, because you're not special.
Yeah, exactly. I was just about to say that. Like, if you follow a trend, your trend doesn't do well, but the first guy's trend did do well, well, then the views and likes speak for itself. It's because you're not creating original content for yourself. And like a lot of people use the excuse on like, oh, the Instagram algorithm hates me, or oh, the TikTok.
Sucks.
It's like, no, you just fucking suck and you need to get better. Yeah. It's like, it's really that simple. And it's crazy though. You want to know something crazy? Is people will blame the Instagram algorithm and the TikTok algorithm or the YouTube algorithm and stuff like that. People that blame that majority of the time are the same people who post motivational content and say that like you need to take 100% responsibility, don't make excuses, take action, stop caring what others think. And it's like, you're literally just contradicting your, like, that's kind of a whole nother reason why I'm kind of like just completely out of the fitness industry, because like I know what these dudes do on like the day-to-day basis, and like they just contradict themselves way too much, and like it's just it hurts me. That's all. It
irks
me.
It's funny. And I think it's just,
and I don't mean to like
just
go on
post
a
content.
rant.
Just post content you want to. Make sure you're speaking to someone directly. Think of like your ideal person you want to talk to, your best friend, or whoever you can have a conversation with, and you're like, yeah, that's like I could have a conversation about anything, and that's how I want to speak to them. Speak to them in that way, like it's your best friend. Yep. And that's where you're going to see engagement. Because like the people who like blame the algorithm, yeah, they may get 200, 300 views per video, but look at like their like and comment and shares ratio. They get 0, or they 0 comments, maybe 1 share, maybe like 10 likes. You still had 300 people view it. If it was good, those 300 people would like, comment, and share it, or they would save it. So then it would then push out. And that's the main issue, is people do not have any type of way to create content that is actually, first, they get a like, which is the easiest thing to do. Second, a comment's super important, because a comment, where you're going to drive and how you're going to get a comment is through controversy.
Yep.
You know, if somebody agrees with you, they're not going to comment, oh, I agree. They're going to comment something controversial asking you a question. based off of what you just posted.
Mm-hmm.
And then a share or a save is because it was so powerful and they believed it so much that they want to make sure it's always with them. And so I think that's something that you can constantly reevaluate and keep looking at your content. And that's something that I have done better this past like month, is just watching my videos again and be like, okay, like that's why that video did shit. That's why that, and you might
just put yourself in the viewer's shoes. If I was an 18-year-old Timmy, would I watch this? No? Okay. Well, then it's shit.
Yeah.
On to the next one. Let's make it better.
Yeah. It's
You
like,
know?
what makes it different? Because you said, because you said some type of motivational quote that someone already famous already said, and you just stole their line and posted it.
Yeah.
People already know it.
Yeah.
People already know that. Why would they come and say, yeah, this is such a great quote?
Yeah.
Man, how did you come up with this?
Yeah.
No, it's not interesting at all. The only time people who post motivational things that it does very, very well are people who are very good at making videos and they're very cinematic.
Mm-hmm.
Erin is great at that. That's why she loves it and does a really great job. It kind of ties in with her personality.
It ties in with her brand, though.
And
That's
her brand,
the thing.
yeah.
It ties in with her brand, and her whole page is surrounded around almost like being artistic in a way.
Yeah.
And it shows off her personality.
Mm-hmm. But some people just don't.
But
you don't take time to really edit a video. You slap on text and then you take a horrible iPhone video and then you're like, why is it not blowing up? It's like, you took no time to do it.
Yeah.
Like, you took no time to bring value. So why would anybody take time to support you?
Yeah.
So
it's really important.
The people who do motivational things are very successful with it. Look at their video and then look at yours, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
And I'll be honest, I also don't like follow that type of stuff because
I don't see it anymore, but
yeah, I mean, also I do not believe in motivation to be a real thing. I'm actually like completely against that. But what I was saying was I don't really know of many people that actually like just blow up, get tons of sponsorship deals and brand deals just by like sending motivational. I don't think that actually happens. No. The only person I do know is that guy who's a BPN athlete, Joey Schultz or something. He like runs a bunch of Ironmans and shit like that. But once again, his motivational shit. Yeah, Hattie. But like it's very cinematic. Like they have drone shots. You know, there's someone following him on a truck while he's running.
Yeah.
It's very, very cinematic in a way where it's like
it's motivational.
Yeah.
Like it's like actually like you feel impact, like you feel impacted from
exactly.
it.
Yeah.
When you watch these other like people with iPhones and they're doing that, you don't feel impacted from it. There's no like emotion put into
there's no like grit.
Yeah, there's no like emotion put into the video. It's like you can feel their emotions in it. That's why motivational videos, some of them do well, is because you can feel like you can see how they feel, how they're reacting, and it ties in with the quote. And like you can just like actually feel it, and you want to comment something because it's maybe the way you feel.
Yeah.
But if it's like not cinematic at all, don't expect any return. So be yourself. Learn how to make content that you can speak directly to and have a great conversation with, and it's something you enjoy. Stop trying to go with the trends. Like stop trying just do your own thing. I think now you can easily get away from trending sounds and blow up. Like that's how you build a community. I don't think you need trending sounds to blow up anymore.
I don't think so. The only time on my page when I have like a trending sound, it's because my Instagram audio just like automatically syncs to it, but I never like look on the because you have to be the content. That's it. But I wanted to circle back something real quick because you were like, talk to them like your best friend. So it's actually crazy you said that because that's what I think about now. So my perfect person I talk to, he's probably watching this podcast. His name is Mason. And I make my content surrounded around what he's going through in his life, what he's been through, how he acts on a day-by-day basis, and where I know he wants to be in the future. So I talk to him in that regard. And when you find out the person who you actually want to talk to, it makes creating content a lot more fun, and a lot of people are going to start resonating with it because not only are you going to speak on what you believe on and what can be possibly controversial, but more people are just going to relate to it because you'll be surprised how many people actually need to hear your message. Because dude, I didn't know how many people actually needed to hear, like, like there's another way out, kind of. You just have to follow these specific habits and you can do it. And, like, it's kind of crazy because over the past couple months, dude, like, there are people telling me, like, they're not going to college now.
That's cool.
Yeah, and, like, they're, like, they started their side hustle, they made money, they started mowing grass, like, whatever it may be. It's pretty cool because you really get to see your audience almost, like, evolve with you. And this is something that Hams is really good at. Like, his cult dude is crazy. They just had a meetup in, I think, Dubai. It was nuts. But, yeah, I mean, if you find the person who you really want to talk to, dude, it makes creating content just
easy. Because you just want to know who you want to talk to and just you do that. You just have a casual conversation. Ever since I started posting those types of videos, now, like, I'm like DMing people and be like, yo, what do you think of my content? They're like, it feels like we're having a conversation with you, and you're just like, it's not staged. You're not trying to be perfect. You're literally just expressing. And a lot of them, like, really appreciate that, which is cool to see and get that feedback of how they're liking my content. Because that right there, that's, like, powerful in itself. They're like, yeah, like, if you're actually talking to me, you're actually, like, you're saying it, so it's not staged. You're being realistic. It's fun. It's, it's enjoyable to watch. I really like it. So to me, that is a huge win. And I think that's why I'm on the right track for my content.
Yeah, and also me and Ian are kind of talking more on the fact of, like, value-based content. If you want to be, like, in the comedy era, that's fine. But
and entertaining.
Entertaining, but Ian and I are really just
But same things still apply. Like, it has to be relatable. You have to feel like you're cracking a joke with your best friend, and you're, like, having a good, like, what kind of prank
what would make you and your best friend laugh?
Yeah.
There you go.
It's same concept.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing, the content has to be going to your best friend, and they would actually watch it. That's it. But that's it for me. I think short podcast today.
Yeah, those are the lessons we have learned in 2022 and in 2023.
We'll probably do a podcast, I think the first week of January, and we can talk more about, like, what our goals are on our vision board this year.
Yeah, we can kind of, we can talk about, like, our mindset going through how to create plans and how to create goals and how to execute and stuff like that, because I think a lot of people also struggle with how to create goals that they believe they can achieve, because people will either create way too big goals and then they get discouraged, and then too small goals where it's like,
you need to have a mixture.
Where it's like so minuscule to the point where, like, oh, well, I know I'm going to complete this. So.
You know what we could do? Is we could actually just give people steps right now, like how to create their vision board, and then ask them to, like, tag us or something. Or, like, we'll tell you exactly what to put on your vision board, and then because we won't be recording another podcast until after the new year.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, let's do it. So, vision board. Grab a vision board, and what this is going to entail is at least 5 to 6 goals. I did 5 or 6. You can do more. 5 or 6 goals that you want to accomplish next year. They have to be big goals. They have to be, one, related around finance. They can be related around faith. They can be related around an object, or like where you want to see yourself in the next 5 years. So if you start a business, or
and on top of that, you can add locational in there as well.
Yeah, like maybe you want to visit somewhere, or maybe you want to do something that you've always dreamed of, skydiving, whatever, but you've always made excuses. So you're going to pick 5 things, 5 to upwards of 8 if you want, 5 to 8 things. Take a photo of it, and you're going to put it on a board. And ours was like a board, a little styrofoam board. We went to Walgreens. We printed out photos I printed out a Mustang photo, a 25K. It just said 25K on it, a Roth IRA. I printed out my favorite quote. You need to have your favorite quote in there to be reminded of that. Like, that quote has to relate to you very, very well, to the point of, like, you're reminded of it because it's your weakness. Like, for me, it was my comfort zone. I was always very comfortable, and I didn't like getting out of my comfort zone. Yeah. So, like, for me, it was like getting all, like my life begins at the beginning of at the end of my comfort zone was a big thing to me. So that's why I printed that.
And mine was believe in yourself more than anyone else.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So you're going to put that on a board, and you're going to look at it every single day. And once you accomplish that thing, you're going to exit off or put a pin in it or whatever it is. And you got to have it for the whole year. And so for us, how I set it up was, I knew I was going to get a car this year. So I realized, like, that was something realistic for me. I could get a car.
Something for me too, yeah.
So I've always wanted a car. I've never had a new car. I've never whatever, but I knew I could get it. So that was like a realistic goal for me. Now, same with coaching over 100 people, like coming through my program. I knew that was realistic as well. So I knew I was going to crush that. My faith, something that's controllable, I can fix that. That was realistic. I think the things that were not really unrealistic, but pretty like far-fetched, like, man, I've never seen that before, was $50K in my bank account, or 75, I can't remember, and then $25K a month in the business revenue. So those goals were, yeah, I mean, they were like, I didn't get near them. I didn't break them, but I knew it was something that I've never seen before myself, and I've never ever seen. So I had to do something that's very uncomfortable, and even putting on the board, I was like, man, this is kind of crazy if I do this.
Yeah. I remember doing that, sticking on the board. I'm like, dude, I couldn't imagine seeing $100,000 in my fucking bank account.
Yeah, it'd be crazy, right?
Yeah.
So, you should have 1 to maybe 3 very, not very unrealistic, but like goals that make you scared. Like you don't even think it's possible, but you're going to work towards it anyways. And that's it. Super simple.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, just don't put any goals on there that you have achieved before in the past and you want to achieve again.
Yeah.
If you've already achieved those goals in the past, that's fine, but do something even better. So let's say start a business and you've hit 5K in the past, and you just consistently hit 3K months. So then you put 5K on there. It's like, no, you should put 10K on there because you've hit 5K. You may as well go for the next step. Mm-hmm. And usually the increment goes from 5 to 10K. Mm-hmm. Usually goes first 1,000, 5K, 10K. It's usually how it goes. And then 10K to 25K. That's what we were trying to go for.
Yeah. Didn't happen.
Yeah, it did not.
But happen. It's okay.
Yeah.
I think we learned a lot. I think going into next year,
I think we learned a lot now this next year.
I think it's
going to be very, not easy for us, but simple.
I think we're going to have a different mindset.
Yeah.
And we're going to be okay, it's all or nothing. And I think it's going to be really fun. So I think we're definitely more level headed with it. So create your vision boards. Have it done before the end of the year. If you guys want to tag us, DM us what they are, feel free. We can make this as a reel if you want or something.
Yeah.
And kind of post it. And we can then update our vision boards if you want.
Yeah.
January.
Yeah, everyone make sure to post their vision boards. Just say vision board 2023, hashtag vision board 2023, and then tag this podcast. And we'll give y'all shout outs. Or if you want to tag me and Ian's personal, that's fine too. But yeah, that's going to conclude this podcast. Talk to y'all. Well,
appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for the likes, the follows, the support. I hope you guys pull a lot of value from this, and we are excited to see what your guys' vision boards are. That being said, we'll catch you in the next one. Flippity flip.
Yep. See ya.